Good morning, friends and family of Oakland Cemetery. We're here at Section 4 of Oakland Cemetery. You may be familiar with the site from our previous videos for Miss Catherine McCready, where we did a full raise and reset of hers. And we're right next to this beautiful tree. And I mentioned that because there may be a little challenge, but hopefully not as much of a challenge as before. Because we got Catherine McCready's headstone raised and reset, we want to make sure that her family members to the left, Lee McCready, and to behind me, Miss Amanda's stones are set in line likewise. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise and reset the stones, and then make sure the parallel alignment with the rest of the rows are in check. Lee McCready's, we may just have to raise it up a few inches and then verify it's parallel with Catherine's. But with Amanda's, Miss Amanda McCready's site, we do expect to have to raise this probably about 8 inches from where it currently sits. We will use our fill, place it under, and then verify it straight along with everyone else's. And then we'll catch you in the next cut with our tripod set up and everything dug out, and we'll see you then. Ladies and gents, we're back at Section 4 over at Miss Amanda McCready's site. A couple things, we got our 8-foot tripod set up. The reason we use the 8-foot vice the 10-foot is because the stone's a lot shorter, the headstone is a lot shorter. And if you look at our setup, we have the nylon hooked up to the headstone instead of the actual foundation itself. And here's a couple reasons what made us go in that direction. So you have the foundation, you have the headstone, and then while we were digging around, one of the things that we do to verify are we at a good point where we can actually lift the stone out is we just gently move the stone. And if it's solid, you probably need to dig out some more to kind of free up the stone. So once we're able to kind of rock the stone back and forth, we set up our tripod, and then to determine where you set the nylon hitch, what we did is we moved the top stone, and basically the whole stone, I'll show you a side profile, was able to move. And why is that important? Because if the top piece was flexible, then the risk of using the nylon on the top half or the headstone is that when you lift it up, you risk physically separating the stone or any other unforeseen damage. So if that was the case, you can either move this, set it aside, and then use a piece of nylon around the foundation and then raise that up. So what we decided to do, since it was solid, we put the hitch around the headstone, and we're going to raise it up to the max extent possible without locking out our chain fall. And that's just where the hook portion just doesn't get jammed up in this pulley area. And we're going to go ahead and get to the raising. And another thing you want to look at when you're raising these stones is that when you're, especially with these chains, you just got to be careful so you're not etching the stone. So here we go. And if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the section below, and we'll do our best to get back to them. All right, thanks. pick that leg that's over by you, more to the right. Alright, so just give you a heads up, what you saw here is that when we were raising the stone, when it got freed from the ground, the way we had our tripod set up, it just the way the weight swung over, it kicked the tripod over to your left. So it's very important to be able to stop, go slow enough, adjust, just like you saw us do. Now we're going to continue raising that stone up. Spread it out. So we have our Miss Amanda McCready stone is raised up off the ground, and because we have a significant amount to fill, we're going to make a determination and get back to you in the next cut as far as how much, if we need to get more dirt, some larger rocks and whatever, but we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, we're back. Got Sean, and I don't know if I introduced myself earlier, but Sean, got Steve behind the camera as usual, and we have our 10-foot tripod set up at Amanda McCready's site, which her stone is suspended right now. Where we left off is where we're going to fill the site based off of how much we had to raise the stone. And what we did this time, so we didn't have to raise the stone, set it down, check the level, raise the stone, and set the level. What we did, we were able to find some of this concrete. And what we did is we placed the concrete down. Well, initially we filled the hole with dirt, put the concrete down, and then basically took a level to the foundation of these stones. And then we raised the stone, filled the dirt, and then kept doing that to where we'd get a really decent level before even setting the full gravestone down. The theory behind it is that when we set Miss Amanda's stone down, then we shouldn't have to raise and reset the stone so many times. We'll still make fine adjustments, and then we'll go from there. But that's what we did. That's what we did for the fill. And we got our handy dandy post level right here. And if you see, we have a block set up off of Miss Catherine's stone. And what we did, we measured 14 inches off the edge of Miss Catherine's stone, and that's where the edge of this stone will actually be set down. So we always talk about the vertical and the horizontal alignment. That's what we'll check with the post. The parallel alignment will be verified against Catherine's stone, and that's what our 4x4 setup is down here. So now we're going to start lowering that stone down.
We only want to move one movement at a time.
Absolutely.
So when we get down, then we move it over.
Yeah, move the tripod to where it's centered over. So one thing that Mr. Steve pointed out is that when we lower this stone, we're not going to try to pull it over to where Catherine's stone is. We're going to do two significant movements. We're going to lower the stone down. We're going to reset our tripod to where the chain fall goes to the center point, and then we'll raise the stone up and then set it down, so that way you're not fighting all that weight with it being suspended. Good, clear, and I can move it out a little bit too. Then a little bit more. pretty much where the hook almost would be, like right here.
Okay.
Fine with that?
Be kind of careful though. Alright. It'll probably pull itself in.
Coming off, so we got to kick this side out more.
Come out a little more.
I can come back some.
Too much.
Take small steps. Now with it being up like this, we can go down slowly, and then we'll remeasure out the 14. So let's get out the 14. It's almost on the line.
Yeah, it's right there.
Then check it back. Yeah, so it's almost there. Then we just gotta move it back.
Yeah, let's come back. Yeah, it needs to come towards me some. Alright.
That's where we repack some dirt, repack it out, re-level it. So that's 13. Have to move it a little bit more your way.
Looks pretty daggone good.
Yeah, I have to go about 1 inch that way. What I'll do is we'll suspend it. For you, he can go more to your left. A little bit more. Stop right there.
We can wedge it over. Yeah, we can move it over some.
Right here. Now, that we can, I'll have to fill more on this side and then more in the back. Alright, sounds good. So, we just lowered the stone, and we noticed that it's on the far end of McCready's stone, it's just kind of tilted back. So instead of having to do all the major adjustments with the stone down, we're just going to have to do a few minor adjustments, and her level as well as the parallel check is looking good. Family and friends of Oakland, we are back at the McCready site. So we have Miss Catherine McCready, Lee McCready, and Amanda McCready to your right. The initial goal was we were taking a look at Lee's and Amanda's stone to raise and reset them, and of course get the alignment of all three. In fact, after evaluating it, we're just going to leave Lee McCready's stone as is. So once we got Amanda's stone parallel, the alignment looked really good. So one of the things is, instead of just aesthetics, if it poses to be a safety issue, you want to take care of that. If there's risk damage to the stone or injury to people, that's when you want to reset the stone. So with Amanda's stone, you can look at the base. So the base of the stone was pretty much here, all the way down to the ground, was actually under the ground. So about 8 inches of the foundation was under the ground. So what we did, we raised Miss Amanda's stone, and then to measure the parallel measurement for the rest of the stones, what we did is we took 14 inches from both ends of Catherine's stone, and then that's how we measured the 14-inch base. And now we're pretty much in perfect alignment, not only in the vertical, horizontal, but then also in the parallel alignment. So that completes that stone. And then what you'll see over time, because the foundation of the stone was preserved in the ground, like you've seen in some of our other videos. We get a lot of rain here, and probably in the next couple of times that we revisit the stone just to look at it, this stone would just whiten up, and that's without the D2 or the wet and forget. And we'll just check back in on the stone, but that's another raise and reset. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. Give us a like and a subscribe, and we appreciate your support.